No way, gang. We're back. Get chat on my phone. Hold on. Hold on. Talking to my co-host. He's scrambling to get back. Who's gonna be the first one in chat? Who's gonna be the first? Levi's the first one. Then Nick, then Sam, all in quick succession. Alright, we're here. I feel refreshed. I just had to get away from it for a few days. But I'll be honest though, watching the US get absolutely lit up, that kind of pissed me off last night. Even my subs are getting ads. Yeah, that was a tough watch. Whole team played scared. I know Braden would have more comments on it. Oh, he's here. Never mind. I was about to say he might be a couple minutes.
Well, I say 10:05. It's fucking 7. I'm here, glorious people. Oh, what am I snacking on? A bottle cap.
I think he was asking me, but I'm snacking on some saltine crackers.
I don't know if Sam had heard me because I like chewing on bottle caps. It's a habit I've developed since the 7th grade because of a teammate. My mom gets pissed at me, but well, I don't know. It's just a bottle cap. I'm just chewing on it.
It's been a while, hasn't it? What's going on in the DCAA? I don't even know who's good.
Utah's good, but for the plot of the stream, I forgot who's who. Like, which is a player? Like, I gotta learn players' names again. You know, it's the fact of like, oh, this dude's a baller. Like,
who's the only name you know? Who's the first like player name you can think of off the top of your head?
Gamble.
Zarius Gamble. Do you know where he plays? Because I don't know where
Michigan.
He plays. Oh, okay.
Michigan's supposed to be good. Doesn't Michigan have like a big injury? I think so. I might be tripping.
Danny Kynitz, he'd been out for the season for a while. I forget what his injury even was. Man, I love saltine crackers, man.
Let's get going to the first slide.
Nothing else you want to say about this top 25 before we get into it?
Is Washington good? Or is Washington shit? It's been so long and we forgot which is which.
They're good on Washington paper, but they kind of started the season a little shaky.
Rutgers, last I knew, was first place.
You think they're still going to be first place when we look at the standings at the end?
No, they had some injuries. They lost their best player.
Yeah, Joshua McGee. I remember that. It was like he's like their leading scorer. That might be tough. All right, first game. Virginia and Georgia Tech. It was a close game. That reminds me. Hold on. Let me put in this first bet. It's going to be a 2-minute bet because it's the next game.
Tate Whitney dropping 26 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists. Hell of a performance from Whitney. That's a star. That's star worthy right there. Cedric Garnish, 16 and 9, 2 blocks, and yeah, honestly, it was a great performance from the, Virginia's duo, and they get to keep their top 3 spot, and they get to add on another top 15 win.
It's gonna be a 1-minute bet on UNC versus NC State. The Tar Heels are 3.5-point favorites. This is the next game, so we're just gonna do a quick one.
Damn, we got beef. We have Akron and Washington beef in the chat. We have a random viewer. Oh, Maisie. I've never seen that. They're in the viewer watch list. There's no David.
It's probably a bot.
There's no Brian.
Let's be real.
Corey's here. It looks like we have to build up the community again, Shane.
We lost people. Lost good people.
We ain't ever peaking at 20 again. It's gonna have to take like 3 months of consistency again. But August is gonna happen, and Shane's gonna be on another mini vacay. So by December we'll be at 20 viewers again.
Progress is always pointing up.
No Lucas. Well, granted for Lucas it's like 8:30 in the morning, so.
All right, who's picking who? I'm curious. NC State got money.
Chance is here. He wasn't showing up in the list, but he bet. OG Florin's here. All right.
What's up? I'm finally back, everybody.
We're at 11 people. My bad. I shit on the stream. We're at 11 people now.
For people that didn't know, I was on vacation for a few days. I'm back. My extended family's got a little lake house up north in Michigan.
Man, Shane ain't been streaming. I ain't been earning whatever this little plant is.
Like 95 stream streak.
Yep. It's gonna be over soon when I have to be waking up at 4:30 a.m. to go to work every day for preseason soccer.
My best friend's gonna be beaten down by the world. It's gonna be brutal. All right, we just drank in this Virginia victory, and now the result of our bet. UNC defeats their rivals on the road by 13 points. They cover the spread.
DJ Matthews. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. Lamine Camara, the kid from Spain, dropping 11 and 6. He's officially started now since the whole position change, right?
Yep.
All right, and one of his first starts in his college career, he performs against the NC State rival. Roland Williamson, 14 and 9, 5 stocks to go with it. Just not enough as Wolfpack.
He's one of the best defensive players in the country. He might win DPOY.
I can see. I don't know. I gotta see his stats because the only defender I know that has defensive player of the year like stats is James Mason for UTA. I just know that because he has like 2.3 blocks, like 1.7 steals, like it's godly numbers.
I got somebody from Creighton might win it too. That whole team just blocks shots.
And you've always said great defensive teams are prone to win championships.
Yep. Teams that block a lot of shots. That's a championship indicator for me.
You see Santiago, Georgia. If you play defense wins championships, not airing out the 3 ball. But hey, for a small level schools, small mid majors, I guess you have to rely on something. Just shoot and just never miss a shot. To the next slide we go.
But yeah, with this win, UNC commanding lead in the ACC now. NC State was second place team. I'm starting to think this Tar Heels team's is destined for greatness because they are. Ever since that loss to Brown, which I thought was an outlier, it certainly looks like it. They've been cooking. All right, next game, going to the Big Ten, where this conference is very. I don't know, it seems like not a lot of teams are able to break free from the pack. Purdue had a chance, but they got dragged down into the mud over in Madison.
this is a different Elias Kohler stat line. I've never really seen the stat line of his like this, like just the defensive aspect. Because I'm just used to this brother just putting up 3 points, three after three after three. But I just defended home court. Yeah, I don't think it's a tournament. They're not a tournament team at this rate. Like they're gonna have
They're
one win.
probably a bubble team right now.
Like this win helps them, but they need to stack up more wins like this to save their season.
Yeah. Also, I do want to take an aside on Purdue just to air my thoughts about them. But when they came out of the gate this season, they were like one of the best offenses and defenses in the nation. I was like, huh?
Because roster-wise, I didn't think they were like that, but
I agree. They have a good coach. I like Noah Brents. I thought that was a great hire when they did it, and he seems to have them cooking.
I just thought they overachieved. I thought they overachieved initially. Because weren't they ranked as 1 and 2 at one point?
Yeah, they were number 1 for a couple weeks. Yeah. And they were playing like it too. I'm not even gonna say it was fake at the time, but
like an undefeated non-con, no matter if it's cupcakes or not, winning 15 games, like winning 10 games non-con is great. But 5-5 in conference play, it doesn't bode well for a high seeding in the Big Ten, and it's already competitive as is.
Clearly, their tactics and non-con isn't working as well because all these teams in this conference know what Purdue's about, so they study film. I'm gonna put my next bet in once we get to the end of this week. By the way, since both these games are in the following week. All right, next game, staying in the Big Ten. A close win for Ohio State over the visiting Hawkeyes.
Another big win because Ohio State was a team that had, top 25 considerations at the beginning of the year, but once again, they've not really lived up to the billing and the hype. But 6-4, same record as Iowa. And
to be fair to them, they
knocked Iowa out.
Their best player was missing a lot of time with some injuries, so they have him back though.
Well, Iowa's going to be knocked out the top 25. I think if I was a voter, they'd be knocked out. They're already on the cups of top 25. You lost this game to a team that's, 12-8, if I read that correctly?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's just how I see it. There needs to be improvement from Iowa. Iowa's been an interesting program. There's years where it's like, man, they can make a deep run. Then there's years like, man, how did we get here? Like, how did we get here? Like, some years I thought they've overachieved, and some years they just underachieved. When
I think they've overachieved big time. I was not really pounding the table for Iowa this season, but they're 16-4. Like, they're a good team.
But it's starting to look like the Big Ten just eats each other. It's just vultures.
Yeah, it's just one of those years. We'll see which teams are actually at the top here once we get to the end of these slides. Speaking of more Big Ten action, a lot of close games here. Indiana falls victim to Minnesota on the road.
Bad loss. My good friend Walker Dorsey will be crashing out right now. And we would be trolling him, Archie and I, former roommates of mine. We would be trolling Walker right now because you can't lose to a 9-11 team. You've been beating your chest all season, talking about the Hoosiers are back, we're a blue blood, just for you to drop a game to the Golden Gophers. I don't care if it was on the road or not. You lost the game. I'm assuming in Indiana Hoosiers history, the past recent years, I'm assuming this was like a buzzer beater, last second shot. I sense the script.
Omari Coleman won it at the buzzer.
I could see it. It's one of those, I think he just went up the court fast and just put up like a floater. I've watched enough Hoosier hoops in the past 2 years.
Indiana definitely a team. I'm not really a believer in them, but I know Wise's guy that he sent here, Caspian Caruso, has been he's been one of their best players. When you get a freshman playing that well, it tends to make an impact. So they've been better than I thought they'd be, but kind of a tough loss for them here. Next game, I wanted to highlight this because Charleston just lost their first game in quite a while.
To Wilmington. Wilmington's kind of underperformed, but they did lose their best player in the portal.
That's true.
He was a Seahawk. He was a Wilmington Seahawk.
Wilmington? Son of a bitch.
But yeah, Ryan Ellsworth dropped 15-6, 3 steals. Xavier Morrison, 15-6, so practically same stat line minus the steals. Brian Winters, double-double. Great performance from him, 14-11, 4 stocks, but it's just not enough.
Jimmy
You
Golson
don't
was in
really see
hell
the
in this
Cougars
game.
losing. Even since Sheree Sellers left, the Cougars are still a damn good program, still a good team, but
First place in the CAA this season.
But great win. I don't see much from the Seahawks this year. As for 18 games to the season, you're 7-7. I'm assuming there's better teams. We'll see. Can we see the standings right now, or is that like you're gonna unlock it after the stream?
After the slides, I'm gonna show.
Okay. I was about to say because she was working on them yesterday, so I still see Towson being ahead of them. Stony Brook fell off.
Campbell's good. Campbell's good this year.
So Wilmington could fight for maybe a 6 seed, 5 or 6 seed, depending. But
all right,
yeah.
Next game.
Next slide.
This is the Siena slide. I regret to inform people Siena is pretty good. I'm sorry to Corey.
See, my Merrimack stocks, I need to stop investing in. I believe in this program year in and year out, and I just can't get myself to be like, I can't get myself out that delusion. Every year it's like, man, okay, this is gonna be Merrimack's year, then they just underperform.
It usually didn't happen in the regular season, though.
Like, do you feel the same way?
I'm at the point where I'm just like, I expect them to just lose the game they should win in the conference tournament, and it ruins their season.
Like, Siena was a huge game, huge win. Honestly, if I didn't know the standings, I would say they're first place right now. At this point of the season.
They're at the top. I won't say who's in first, but we'll see.
Maybe it's Canisius. Maybe.
Yeah, Merrimack kind of just going through it. I still believe in their upside to like win a conference tournament, but man, it's gonna suck if this Pomerleau Santa Agostino era just ends with nothing. All right, next slide. Hey, it's an Akron slide, and it's them taking full command of first place in the MAC. They beat Central Michigan, who was tied with them at the top. How we feel? Vinny Anderson.
Greg Frost is him.
Yeah, he is. I'm hoping. I'm still kind of hoping he cools off enough to not get drafted, but he's just been so good. I think he's gonna get drafted. Fire up chips. Most random teams in the MAC just become good and then fall off just as fast. How do you feel about the Zips upside, Braden? You think they could win a tournament game this year?
It's gonna take a special Greg Frost performance. As we saw in their losses, once he gets figured out, they don't win games. That's been a blueprint this year, stopping Greg Frost, and I don't think there's a lot of teams in the MAC that can stop the Greg Frost, but I'm telling you, the tournament's a different beast. And at the rate they're going, will they be maybe a 13 seed? No. I'm valuing them 11 seed at most, probably. They're gonna be facing better teams.
It's true.
I see them get a tournament. I just don't see them winning a tournament game. Not hating. It's just Greg Frost goes. If you figure out Greg Frost, then yeah.
You know, all hands on deck kind of performance. All right, next game. What are we doing? Why does it have to be like this?
To LSU of all people.
The fact that I highlighted Malik Jones, he had the best stat line, but he only scored 5 points. Like, what's happening, bro? Oh, Kentucky. Their offense is so bad. What you got anything to say about this loss for them?
The shit. That is a funny Malik Jones stat line. Just
How many of those are him getting his own rebound under the basket and then missing the putback?
Angel Reese type feet.
Yeah. Getting his own rebound.
It would. I could see that. Gets it up, gets blocked, gets a rebound, up again, blocked. I could see it. Stuff out the room. Not a good Kentucky team. I think I had them top 25, but I don't think it's going well.
I thought it was going good early in the season, but they are fucking struggling to score the basketball.
Brian just needs to stop with the Kentucky investment. There's no saving.
I don't know how to I don't know how to fix this. I don't know what fixes this. That's just brutal. Losing to LSU's not even good, and you're losing to them too. Get out of my sight. All right, here's Yoni's MVSU slide he requested. A close win for them over Alabama A&M.
7-5 for the Delta Devils. Honestly, that's good for them, where they've been in recent history.
A little bit of a higher standard than what they usually are. Still very much mid though in SWAC terms. Man, Louis Volson didn't even have to be one of the best players in this game. Carl Allen with 27 and 2. Laquavius Latavius with a double-double and 3 steals. Ronnie Thomas had 22 for the Bulldogs. The dog days of the SWAC season, about halfway through the schedule. Hey, Tor, at least your player's good. He's figured it out recently at MVSU. He's probably going to be the lead option here when all these other guys are out of here, assuming he stays. All right, that is it for our first week. And here's what our top 25 looks like now. What do we think?
South Florida, Radford. The mid-majors are rising.
Who remembers Radford being in the poll recently briefly in season 1? Who remembers that?
They were dominant years ago. What they have? Fuck. Trent Scott, I think it was, leading that team.
I believe it was the team that won the Big South had Francis Percival on it. I think Trent Scott was a Radford guy though, but he was earlier. Utah still unbeaten. Will they be defeated this season? They got some big games coming up though. That BYU game looming. That'd be the early February stream though. How you feel about UTA, Braden? Inching up. They're 18 now.
Good, but we need better. We need better.
I really just didn't pick Mississippi State to be ranked. That's crazy. Man, okay, now I can put up my next bet. The Richmond, Rhode Island bet. Spiders are now number 25, but they're still 6.5 point favorites over the Rams. If only Braden bet. I'm just gonna make this a 2-minute bet. Keep this going. Keep this going quickly. want to read chat. Hold up. MVSU smells. Ranked UTA. Creighton, man, 18-1. I know they got a big game with Xavier, the rematch from earlier in the season. Xavier's legit though. They're good themselves. Thought about making that one the other bet game, but decided against it. I wanted to do Purdue and Michigan a little more. All right, Brayden, are you prepared for the next week?
No, but
No?
let's just move. Let's just go. Let's see the chaos that's gonna happen.
All right, time to see. We got a minute left on that prediction. It's gonna be fine. Our first game. Man, this is probably the biggest shock in the SEC. Vandy ain't leaving, bro. They are first place.
Vandy is here. Technically, Vandy's been here, but shit, they needed this for standings purposes. Create themselves some separation.
I know Montrell Batiste was out for this game for the Aggies. Vandy took advantage of that. Randall Sellards and Leonard Douglas, two really good performances. And the Commodores, they are still here. I'm impressed because I didn't look at this team and think they were going to be. I looked at it. I saw their roster and I saw a very limited team. But perhaps I was wrong about them. Perhaps I was too harsh. Aggies take their third L in SEC play. This one might end up being consequential because they're now 2 games behind Vandy. Shocking team, even despite their good history in this sim. All right, next game. Oh, the winning streak continues for the Bulls. Close win over Memphis. How you feel about USF, Brayden?
Special season. I pretty much think they're running away with the American at this point. You took out your biggest competitor in Memphis, I believe. So.
Bo Sturgill with 23 points, 8 of 15 from the field. Alex Golubiewski, 12, 9, 3, 5 stocks. He did a little bit of everything in this game. It's a close game, but USF pulls it out. They are 19-1. Entering the home stretch of the season. Next game. Georgia Tech losing close games in this stream. Apparently that's a theme. UNC, they do it again.
Do you think this loss is going to knock out Georgia Tech?
Possibly. I mean, they got another game to get a win and make it look better, but I mean, they've been in close games with really good teams. Like UVA and North Carolina are both very good, and they lost by 1 possession in both games. Leonard Landeros and DJ Matthews were the outstanding players for UNC in this one. Tyrese Bell had 17 to lead all scorers for the Yellow Jackets. Good team, Georgia Tech. I'm honestly pretty impressed by how good they've been this year. I didn't really peg them as a team that was going to be as good as they've been, but getting good contributions. Tyrese Bell has definitely grown up a bit. Spencer Hawkins being on a good team in his senior season. We love to see it. Tyrese with 2 loving parents. Yeah, this is the power of a 2-parent household, Brayden.
That's some funny shit.
All right, next game. Big Ten. The big time rivalry. Purdue defeats Indiana at Mackey Arena. 71-64, the final score. Purdue needed a win pretty badly. They couldn't go below 500 in conference. That wouldn't be a great look. Tristan Rilliford with 18, 6, 7, and 3 steals. Mark Hill with a double-double, 15 and 10. Caspian Caruso had 28 and 3 steals. But Brandon Walker wouldn't be he wouldn't be enjoying this, would he?
No, definitely not this one. He hates them with a passion. He hates Purdue. It's like Oklahoma, Okie State. You just hate your in-state rival.
A lot of bad blood. But yeah, Purdue gets it done this time. Yet more cannibalism going on in the Big Ten this year. Next game. Got another ACC bout, and man, NC State they might have lost a little more than just the UNC game.
They tumbling, stumbling, crumbling,
bumbling,
whatever you want to call it.
So remember when Syracuse used to be good? I'm kind of sad looking at the state this program's in right now.
Those were the days.
Syracuse was in a Final Four not too long ago with Kenny Ward. I hope people remember that. Sebastian Grieser with 17, 8, 5, and 2. Marion Magnus, who's projected to be drafted pretty high in this upcoming draft. Fortunately, he's on a very bad team that's not going anywhere. 15, 6, and 9. Good stat line for him. Sensei Iwawa with 13, 5, 4, and 2. Have the Wolfpack been figured out? I believe that is either 3 straight or 3 of their last 4 they've lost. Rough go of it. Alright, next game. Some Big 12 action. BYU getting a win over Houston. I think the Cougars are, well, the BYU Cougars is a Cougar off. BYU finally rounding into form that I thought they would take this year. 10-1 in conference. They're looking good. Seth Cloutier had 15, 8, and 3, and Blair Tawil, who is currently the projected #1 overall player in the draft. Very dynamic performance for him. Doing a little bit of everything in the stat sheet, including 6 stocks. Great player. Brandon, do you buy the Blair Tawil stock to be first overall?
I believe he should. BYU's got a damn good team.
Cason Wheeling with 18 points, lead all scorers. Houston's really just like a decent team. I thought they'd kind of be bad, but Pierre Dowdell, man, what a coach. Gotta start putting some respect on his name. All right, and then, oh my God. What a performance.
Why must you do this to me?
Gallagher Iva Arena Magic. Just a crazy shooting performance from the Cowboys. LaShawn Garrison and Henry Maradino combined for 50 points between them. On 18 of 26 shooting. Garrison himself made 6 threes. And Utah finally tastes defeat. A little bit of a fluke loss, if you ask me, but they did lose by 15, so good win for Oklahoma State. I know they've been dealing with injuries, but they're finally a bit healthy now. Might be a little too late. I feel like the damage has already kind of been done this season. It's a good win regardless. The people will remember this one. At home against the #1 team. And that is how the last undefeated goes down. How you feel, Braden?
Disgusted. I feel disgusted, man. You can't lose to any other team first. You had to lose. You had to lose to them.
Man.
I hate them.
I hate them, he says under his breath. Alright, next game. Duke, no! Losing to Stanford. And Duke kind of struggling in the dog days of the season too. Middle of the schedule kind of taking the shine off them a little bit. 6-5. Hayden Formello, who's been a very good player for Stanford, he's like the reason they're any good most games. But I mean, not some crazy performance for him. Only 14-4-2. Shaq King had 12-4. Noah Jackson had 15-4, 4-2 steals. But man. Any opinions on Duke, Braden?
Shane Schweitzer needs to be better.
He does.
Be better, Shane.
Letting his team down.
Better.
And Jax can't do it all himself. He's just one man. Alright, next game.
Right now it's just Njax against the world.
My God.
The Blazers upset the Bulls. Ain't no way. Valentin Vargas dropping 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals, but efficient stat line 8 for 10 from the field. Man. Do you think this was a fluke loss, Shane?
A little bit, but I mean, I feel like a loss was kind of brewing for USF because they were playing a lot of close games recently. UAB figured them out in a big way and turned that into a 24-point beatdown in Tampa. Wonder if this knocks them out of the top 25. Might if they can not let this turn into a losing streak, they'll be fine. But might open the door for some of their ops in the American to maybe try and catch USF. They were kind of running away with it as it was. Good win for UAB in a pretty forgettable year in totality for them. All right, next game, our bet game. Richmond goes into Rhode Island and defeats the Rams by 6. But that means that Rhode Island just barely covers that spread. Richmond was 6.5-point favorites. How you feel, Braden? How you feel about your Spiders?
We might actually be a legit program now. We might just be legit. In another lifetime, y'all used to stress me, but in this lifetime, y'all guys are doing me right.
Alright, our last prediction. I believe they're number 12 right now, but they are on the road at Michigan. The Purdue Boilermakers versus the Michigan Wolverines. In Chrysler Arena, we're going to make it a 2-minute bet. A lot of high-scoring performances in this game, by the way. Warren Bettridge with 25, 3 and 2 steals. Dennis Green had 22 and 8. Nathan Cooper had 29 for the Rams, 5 boards and 6 assists. A good little game of A10 hoops, if you ask me. Oh, damn, the money on Michigan. Who's putting it all on the line? Yeah, we're betting against the spread. Levi with 2.1 thousand points on Michigan to cover a 7.5 point spread. He's saying Purdue is fake. Man, Richmond. Brandon really watching you guys like reach your potential as a program.
I never thought we'd see the day though. Feel inspired.
Just being at the top of the A10.
Just a real coach, man.
All right, next game. Going to the ACC, which is also like high key been cannibalizing itself behind UNC. Miami is still here. I'm starting to think they kind of do miss DeMondre Thompson quite a bit and Shaquem Wyatt. Not quite the energy they had last year. They're still a good team. I mean, honestly, I feel like this is saying a little bit more about Pitt. I thought they'd be a little bit better, like record-wise. But they're just okay. Like Pitt's a good team, clearly, but I don't know. I don't really see killer instinct there. But maybe they'll prove me wrong. Oh, 3 people put money on Purdue. Oh boy. Dinglechud had 15 points to lead the Hurricanes and 6 of 8 shooting. Jan Kaiser had 14 points, didn't miss a shot. Jason Pinzano with 18. Panthers lose a pretty ugly one. And we move on. My God. Man, what a rough week for Utah.
The Bears, man.
What an upset for Baylor, though. Baylor really fixed themselves this year. I'm not gonna lie, that non-conference was gross for them. But they're 10-2 in Big 12 play. I don't think you can fake that. Valkoon Thavong with 15-4. Nicholas Ennis with 12, 6, and 3. Andre Wicks had a double-double, but I'm just grinded out a win over Utah. 2 straight L's for the Utes. I don't even think this really like says a lot about Utah, honestly. I think this says a little bit more about Baylor. I don't know, I'd have to see Utah just look like pretty suspect for another week or so. Start thinking like, uh-oh, have they been figured out? Has their dark magic run out? Tough week for them though. Baylor though, 10-2, staying near the top of the Big 12. Next. No, Houston, no, you can't be losing to these guys. Kansas is supposed to be shit. And I mean, they are shit. Oh my God. Could you imagine if I told you this year, like, Kansas is going to be 3-9 in their conference?
No, I wouldn't believe that.
If you told me that, I would have been like, I mean, I don't think they're gonna be like some natty contender, but they ain't gonna be shit. I mean, they have Riley Fox is like their only good player. He's gonna be like a top 5 draft pick, but he basically won them this game. But man, I mean, good win for them on the road, but just a gross ass record. Houston, falling off just a little bit. Still 7-5 though. I consider this season a big success. Like they're probably gonna make the tournament. If they don't completely collapse down the stretch, but Nah, Washington proved themselves. They made the Elite Eight that year. I can't call them fake for doing that. And then our Big East clash. I considered putting it for a bet. Xavier wins the rematch in Cincinnati. Not gonna let Creighton start to run away with the conference. Domino Gilvey, been a very good scorer his entire career. He gives the Musketeers 18 in this game. Braden Holm with 15, 3 and 3. Jonah Basio was good as usual, but Xavier just kind of shot well enough to withstand Creighton's shot blocking prowess. And they played good enough defense themselves. Get a 10-point win at home. Any thoughts about this one, Braden? Two teams at the top of the Big East race right now.
At least the top 25 beat the top 25. But Creighton got the shoulder tapped. They got their shoulder tapped.
Xavier's good. This match proves that they're really good. I'm still curious to see how the Big East actually shakes out in terms of getting bids. I think these two are pretty safely in right now. We'll see if they can get a third or a fourth in there. Next game. Oh, Radford. They got in a close game by Winthrop. Ben Durman with a crazy performance for the Eagles. 19-7-8. Great performance for him. Willis Villanueva. 16 and 5 assists. Rhett Ford with the double-double. Radford stay in the top 25. Comes to an end. They got a chance to get back if they don't lose any more games. I think they probably get ranked again, but how you feel about this one, Braden? Just a good-ass game, if you ask me.
It's a good-ass game. Just a little bit disappointing that y'all lost this one, but hey, there's still more to the season.
All right, next game, our last bet game. Michigan defeats Purdue. I believe this is Michigan's 8th straight win. Unfortunately, they do not cover that spread. Purdue had this one close, but that means Purdue bettors are winning this bet. You have any comments about this one, Braden? Things you like, things you didn't like.
Zarius Gamble, him. Caden Cormatt, him. The young duo gets the job done. Purdue,
yeah, they're both
a close loss, but it's still good. But it's still good for them.
Yeah, both these dudes, Cormatt and Gamble, are projected late first-round picks right now. I feel like Gamble needs a little more respect, honestly. I mean, they still got another dozen games probably to get their stock up. Let me cash that bet up for you guys. Purdue bettors win. Oh my! Was that everything Levi had? Damn, Michigan let you down. Yeah, I remember when I clicked when I gave the money to the wrong people sometimes. I was like, damn. But yeah, Michigan, they had that scare at the beginning of conference play where they were like the Kindness injury was still kind of fresh. They get into conference play, they start out 1-3, and I'm like, oh shit. But they've patched the holes, and it's been a while since they've lost at this point. Near the top of the Big Ten for them. Purdue, though, still just kind of working through the season, 6-6. They got to break out of that funk where they're just trading wins and losses. Next game. Minnesota did a thing again. 19-7 against Wisconsin. 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 19- Well, if Iowa wasn't out, they're probably for sure out now, right?
Dead. Dead in the water. That's what we call Iowa.
Jordan Taylor with a double-double, 18-10, 3 assists and 3 blocks. Teddy Morrow, 13-7 and 8 stocks for him. Big-time defensive game from him. Zach Farmer, good game, but they keep him in check on offense. That's the key to beating Iowa. If you can make Zach Farmer more of a secondary scoring option, then you're probably going to be in better shape against this Iowa team. Minnesota was able to do it. They get the win at home. A mid-team, but they got 2 good wins this stream. Next, Washington goes into Bloomington. This has been kind of a rough stream for Indiana, I'm not going to lie.
I knocked them out the top 25 after all these losses. Back to back to back to back to back. It's what it feels like.
And also Washington quietly restored some of their standing. They haven't lost in a bit. Romello Clark and Jaden Birch were the best players for the Huskies. Caspian Caruso was good, but man, he didn't get a ton of help from the Hoosiers, who aren't the Stars. Caruso he kind of opened up a window for the Hoosiers to be relevant again. I'm not gonna lie. Yippee! The Huskies aren't shit. They aren't wasting this season. How you feel, Braden? Thoughts on the Huskies?
They needed this win. For respect. For pride. For honor. Like Zuko.
Do you think this team still has any championship upside? Or have they blown through that goodwill?
I'm not gonna say they've blown through the goodwill. I think that's harsh.
Are they still in like a prove it stage for you?
Prove it. Straight prove it. They still...
It's a good win. Indiana might kind of be on a downturn though. They were a team I was kind of skeptical for them to be ranked this high. 7-5, man. They've had a bit of a tumble this stream. Next game. Oh God. Oh no. No. A&M. No.
This isn't good for the narrative.
Ooh. Damn. Yeah, you can't be losing a game like this. I'm sorry. Zoran Stepanovic still in the starting lineup because Batiste's injury was a bit of a longer term one. Calvin Thomas and Adrian Beckheimer both scored 16 points for LSU. Their second ranked win during this stream. Still kind of a mess of a program, but they shine during this stream. Next game. The Jackson State highlight. Braden, just look away. Just look away.
4-18? No.
This is Southern's 10th straight loss, by the way.
What happened?
Y'all lost Christopher Griffin in the portal, bro.
No.
Also, Lamar Walker had a huge game here for the Tigers. 28-6, 2 steals, 8 made threes. Caden Sullivan, 19-6 and 6. Jay Shard Akon, 16-5 and 5. Brayden, what to do with this? Does T.R. Bailey need to get the hell out of here?
I think so.
I mean, shit, he might get fired at this rate.
You think? Not after the year he had last year.
I mean, this is a disaster. Going from a win away to making the tournament to being second to last in the league. Man. I think we got one more slide, and that is the Alabama State slide. A little bit of a cool off from the Hornets. They're kind of far away from challenging Jackson State, but they get a win here thanks to the Ellis Bros. Both scored 16 points. Tariq Ellis was not too far away from a triple-double. And Dejan Ponos, 23 points for the Wildcats. Still a decent team, but Bethune-Cookman not as good as they've been in previous seasons. Alabama State 9-5 in conference play. The improvement is here. They've come a long way. And that is the end of our last week for this stream. Here's the top 25. What do we think?
Damn, UT shot up. USC's new Grand Canyon. Damn it. Did I pick them? Or I was hesitant. Gonzaga's back. This is nobody could predict that this top 25. Nah. UNC's number 1. Everybody just shot up this week. Purdue stayed the same.
How do you feel about Xavier being higher than Creighton?
Special. Big East might actually get multi-teams.
How do you feel about Texas A&M still being in the top 10?
We'll figure it out.
How do you feel about St. Mary's being number 8?
Special. They could still win it all. They're still good.
You think UTA can get to the top 10?
I think so.
I believe, Braden. I believe in the Mavericks.
We could have been there earlier if we didn't lose those 2 games.
I'm wondering what kind of effort it's going to take to knock off North Carolina at this point. They've been playing so well. Do you think the Tar Heels have ascended to godhood?
I hope so.
You need a UNC natty for the narratives?
I do.
You need St. Mary's to whoop Santa Clara again for the narratives?
Yes. Always for the narrative.
Man, USC is they're really back. They were in the wilderness for a while, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, time to look at the standings. Here they are. America East, this conference is just it's all over the place. I don't even know who's gonna end up first here. You got 7 teams that are so very much in it. My UMass Lowell pick not looking as clean as I thought it would be.
No.
They're just in the thick of it.
It's still wide open though.
Mm-hmm.
Southeastern.
My poor Memphis pick. They've been losing games, bro. Temple though, they're the second place team now.
North Texas just chugging along. Atlantic Sun, look at Queens.
Is this the year?
Conference.
Is this the year? All right, then we're looking at the A10. Richmond got a 2-game cushion here over Rhode Island and Davidson. How do you feel about Fordham not being dead last?
Inspirational.
ACC, bro. UNC got a commanding lead in this conference. How do you feel about Virginia Tech right now?
They're in the thick of it.
And Cal had kind of a little bit of a fall off.
But I need Tech to actually kind of do a little bit of something.
All right, Big 12. BYU, thanks to the 2 high-key fluke losses for Utah, BYU is now currently first place. Which is good for me because I picked the Cougars to finish first here in the preseason. How do you feel about Baylor being where they are?
I was not expecting it. I was not expecting that.
Thoughts on Colorado being
Tell
higher in the
knock on.
standings than Kansas?
That's funny to me. But this season's a success for Colorado already.
UCF the most low-key, like, top half of the conference team. All right, Big East. Creighton still at the top by half a game. Xavier, UConn, Providence, Georgetown. Then, man, Villanova's not able to keep up with it this year.
Providence kind of saved their lives.
Big Sky, Montana. They really might be like that. Idaho still sitting in second place. How do you feel about Utah Tech being third place?
Inspirational for Nick. He got them here.
I mean, they're third place by tiebreaker, but they're nowhere close to the top 2. But, I mean, still. Radford, despite the loss, they're still first place in the Big South by a couple games. All right, now the Big Ten. Here's a conference I think is interesting. How do you feel about this one?
USC. Special. Maryland. What happened, Maryland? Rutgers had a huge fall off. My Michigan pick still looks good, though. Nobody expected Northwestern to be up there.
Yeah, hell no. They're way better than I thought they'd be.
Cal Baptist, damn good.
Sac State still
Utah
just
Valley's up there.
kind of just mid as hell.
Sac State, oh, terrible.
I mean, UC Riverside actually sucks, but CAA.
Monmouth's up there. Campbell's great. Towson. I'm not used to seeing Stony Brook.
It's been a while since they've been down bad. Ah, man, I believed in Western Kentucky, but New Mexico State, their star power is still just carrying them. Hilltoppers are 3 games out. That's probably not going to happen. Let's be real. Man, look at Detroit Mercy is really just good. I thought they'd fall off this year if they lost their big time scorer. But they're still just first place. Yeah, they've been so bad. Like, have they ever not been shit? They had a couple of seasons at the beginning where they were kind of mid. Ivy League. the Brown Bears, they are really they might just be good. They're the only team to defeat North Carolina this season, by the way. Fun fact. Princeton and Harvard both tied at the top as well. Ivy League very packed together. I think I picked Yale. I mean, they're not out of it, but not a great start for them. All right, Braden, look who's first.
Canisius! This is for you, Dominic. He's out the hood. He's out the hood. You know who also is out the hood? Ohio.
It's true. Bit of a kind of an impressive season for them. Wasn't really expecting them to make some jump out of the cellar, but they're 8-6, 4th place. Akron's still first. Central and Eastern Michigan seem to be the main ops this season. MEAC, Norfolk State still at the top. That's all I gotta say about that. Missouri Valley, Northern Iowa. They're just a great regular season team. Maybe they actually win. Maybe they actually win Arch Madness this year. Maybe. Mountain West, Grand Canyon, and UNLV vying for the top there. Hawaii in 3rd. All right, Brandon, what are your thoughts on the NEC? I gotta hear them.
Central Connecticut 6-3. Maybe I changed the cells, but we can't escape them. We can't escape Stonehill. Long Island is
How do
shocking me.
How do you feel about the Sharks being as good as they've been?
Chafin he's a legacy player. Every 4 years, the Sharks just have one player who represents the program well, excels.
Do you believe it's still Wagner's
Yeah.
to lose?
I still believe it is Wagner's to lose.
All right, OVC, Morehead State. Pretty obvious they'd be at first. SU Edwardsville with Tank Maverick, though. He's kind of been a difference maker for them. I mean, you kind of figured he would be, but good to see. Southern Indiana also decent in conference play. Pac-12, looks like Gonzaga's making out with the chaos because the S6 just aren't as good as I thought they'd be. I thought San Diego State was in for a very good year, but that does not look like it's going to happen. Also, Colorado State, man, off a Sweet 16 run, and this has been about as disappointing as you could imagine for them. I thought they'd have another similar quality season, but man, they've actually been kind of bad. Yeah, Boise still sucks. Texas State still sucks. Patriot League. Holy Cross is not first place. That's crazy. American and Army tied for first right now. I remember when Navy won the Patriot League year 1. They have not been shit since. Alright, Brian, how do you feel about the SEC? I never would have imagined Vanderbilt would just be first place this late in the year.
Not would I. OU in the mud. But Vandy, great. Tennessee, the state of Tennessee is
Vandy and
represented.
Tennessee, the hoops over there are crazy.
Texas fell off.
Despite Axel Mackey playing fucking amazing.
SoCon is just, it could be a 3-team race, but Stanford could be running away with that if you look at the overall record. Southland is pure chaos. And then you just see East Texas A&M.
How do you feel about McNeese being mortal?
Feels good. Might be the change in the guard for once.
Rowan Whitfield and Nichols tied for first with Stephen F. Austin in New Orleans. You had 9 teams within 2 games. Yeah, this conference is nuts. All right, now we got Summit League. This one's also super packed together. Top 6 teams. They're all separated by 1 game. South Dakota currently at the top. Sun Belt, App State. I had some question marks about them, but they seem like they've answered those. Team looks very good this year. In all likelihood, going to be finishing first. Yale Monroe, though, 2nd place in the Sun Belt. Good for them. I don't know if have they ever been good before. Yeah, this is like the first time they've ever been relevant. I'll be honest, Arkansas State being 5-5, despite how like their roster is like actually bad. It's a decent coaching job given what's there, which is not a lot. How you feel about the SWAC, Braden?
Depressed. Southern, man. Y'all let me be depressed.
MVSU just always mid. I love how they're just always mid.
Ooh, Egypt is up on Argentina.
Like they have a lead on them?
Yeah, game just started.
Oh damn. All right, Brandon. UAC. What are your thoughts?
West Georgia at 3rd, Austin P. Central Arkansas, what is happening, buddy?
You know what's crazy? Look who's above Central Arkansas right now.
North Alabama, EKU.
Who's that 5th place team?
Little Rock? What?
I mean, there hasn't really been any like just total bottom feeders in the conference this year. The parity's honestly been pretty decent. And then we got the West Coast. I'll give Roy Williams Jr. credit for, like, Santa Clara hasn't really missed a beat despite all the roster turnover, but St. Mary's is still just a cut above. All right, that is the end of our standings look. Any final thoughts, Braden, before I sign off? Let you stream for a bit.
Southland is going to be pure chaos.
I agree. McNeese might actually not win it this year.
Times are changing.
After 5 straight conference titles for them. Who'd be your pick to do it if it's not them?
Stephen F. Austin. If they keep up at the rate they are.
I mean, I think most of this conference has at least a claim to it. Vanderbilt's really first place. That's inspirational stuff. Canisius really first, man. Dominic Price really back in the head coaching ranks, and he's cooking. Tyzee Bryant really left that in a good state for him. Tyzee Bryant really better than Kansas in year 1 at Colorado. That's special. Man, I'm be honest. David might have to start thinking this UNC team is about to win a natty. They are so good. Queens might do it this year. Man, it's good to beat Heel Boy 94. That's all I'm saying. All right, that is gonna do it for me. Thanks everybody for watching. I know Brandon's gonna be streaming here in a little bit, and I know I'm gonna do the request stream in a few hours. I'm gonna let him stream and probably around like 3-4 o'clock, something like that. I'll do the request stream. So get your shit in if you haven't already, and I will see you then. All right, see you on the next one.